It's alright, it works, to be honest. The mic isn't horrible, it's not amazing, but it's cool. As you can see, we're back in this room, so you know what that means. Very serious talks. I have a lot on my mind that I want to get out. This will probably just end up another archived video on my computer, just in my storage, but if it doesn't, oh well, because I really need to get something done. Exactly 2 weeks ago today, I was going to kill myself. I was going to kick the bucket. I was going to take my life. I'm not joking when I say this. Now, however, luckily I didn't get as far as to plan it out, but I did have a set date and dang near time for whenever I was going to do it. And I'm being very serious when I say this, alright? Usually I joke about stuff like this, I make a joke out of it, but no, I'm being 100% real. On October 3rd, I was having a horrible day, and then I went to work, and then my day just got even worse. Mentally and physically, I was at my limit, and I told myself, if it does not get better within 1 week, I'm going to take my life. I'm going to end it, no matter what. And at this point, I didn't tell anybody this until after. I only told a couple people afterwards, after the day had already passed. But I'm being so for real. I arranged everything to be alright. Some people I owed money, I gave them their money back. I saw a bunch of my friends for the last time. I did all this and that, hung out with them. I promise you, I had everything ready, sorted, and figured out. And then, I don't know, life got a little bit better, I guess. Got a little better. And then, as of recently, it got worse again. But yeah, I really don't care. I'm not gonna name names, I'm not gonna put them on blast, but once again, I didn't learn from my mistakes from the past. I tried to get someone to really like me, and truth be told, they didn't. Their words made it sound like they did, but their actions really didn't. And I told them the opposite, which is so crazy to me. It is so crazy. And I hate that. And to be completely honest, I saw all the signs, but I trusted. I trusted in them. I trusted. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take what your words are saying, and I'm going to believe them. And then, lo and behold, their actions spoke louder. But it's cool. I'm not here to talk about that right now. I'm here to talk about me. Let's really get back on track. I say all that to say that I was literally looking back at some videos on my computer because I was doing an audio testing because I knew I wanted to record something right now. Also, say something about my bed, you're done. Say something about my bonnet, you're done. But anyways, I was looking back at old videos, and I was watching myself playing with friends online, playing video games, all this and that, and I just sounded so happy. And the crazier part was I felt so much happier than I sounded in those clips. And it's like, wow, I was so happy back then. I was enjoying myself. I was being me and enjoying who I was. I didn't care what others thought. I was just unapologetic me. And now look at me. I'm second guessing every little thing I do. You see how I adjusted my bonnet just now? That's because I was self-conscious about the way it looked on camera. Bro. And I'm also self-conscious about looking at the headphones things. Yes, I know they're starting to deteriorate, but I love these headphones, and I don't want to buy new ones just yet. Okay? You see, I'm just overthinking everything and anything. And the saddest part about all of this, the very saddest part, I looked at a video of myself almost a year ago, and I was listening to myself talk, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's clear, it's coherent, everything makes sense. I'm like, who is this man behind the camera? Who is this man that I'm looking at? This video, I want you to know, only I know I filmed this video, and even I forgot about it. And I was watching it back, and I was literally explaining everything that I felt in that moment, and I was explaining the solutions for it, right? And almost a year later, I haven't done them. I haven't changed. I haven't changed, not one bit. I really started to realize that recently. for the longest time, I was trying to change myself. Now see, now look, now I'm dibbling dabbling in what I was talking about in the other video. Ooh, but y'all ain't gonna know that. Y'all wouldn't know that until I just said that just now. Let me shut up. Continue. I really tried to change myself. I tried to be someone who I was not. I wanted to put on a character, a facade that everybody loved. I'm a people pleaser at the end of the day. It's sad, but it's really true. I wanted to just put on a show for everyone that from all audiences to enjoy. And as a result, I lost who I was. I didn't know what I didn't know what I truly liked. I didn't know what I hated. I don't know what I loved. I don't know what I disliked. It was all a jumble, all a mess, all up here, everything. And it got to the point where I was so lost and didn't know what I wanted for myself that my parents, oh my gosh, let me tell you, right? My mom said the worst she's ever seen me break down was whenever I ran my very last 400, because I used to run track. I miss running, I ain't gonna lie. My very last, the one time she seen me get real bad was whenever I ran the 400, right? And I didn't perform as well as I wanted because I wanted to get a scholarship, yada yada, this and that, right? Whole time I knew I had academic scholarship. I was good. I did not have, as of right now, I don't even pay for my college, right? And she said that was the worst she's ever seen me break down. That breakdown lasted maybe 5 minutes, and it wasn't even that bad. Whenever she brought it up to me, she brought this up to me like 2 days ago. When she brought up breakdown, it wasn't, she literally had to remind me of everything that was going on in that situation. Because in my personal opinion, that doesn't even come close to the top 10. That doesn't even come close to the top 10. And the minute she told me that, I realized she doesn't truly know who I am. My own mother doesn't know who I am. And it's like, wow. The only person that really knows me is me. There's a couple other people, one of which, well, 2 of which now are strangers. I mean, one isn't technically a stranger yet, but I'm going to make them a stranger just for my own mental health. But yeah, I don't know. And I think this time I'm really going to change, because now I have 2 separate topics I want to talk about, but I want to talk about this one first. The reason why I feel like I haven't changed is because I really, really tried to grow and get older as a person, right? But truth be told, I am really just a crybaby, bro. A crybaby that pees himself. Huh? Like, that's really who I am at the end of the day. Like, I want y'all to know, if you were to ask my parents, or if you could go talk to anybody that known me since daycare, or that knew me in daycare, if they were to describe 2 things or 3 things, they would say he's really friendly, he cries a lot, and that he pees himself. I promise you that is exactly how they would describe me as a little kid. And it's true. I would cry all the time. I was very emotional. I would, like, anytime I felt something, I'd let it out. I would cry. And then I, on top of that, have bladder issues. Like, I couldn't hold in my pee for the life of me. I couldn't hold it in. And look. Even now, although I find myself struggling to cry whenever I want to, it's weird. Because look, I had a whole situation that just happened recently, and it made me feel, how did it make me feel? Look, now we're going to communicate my emotions. This is dangerous territory. But it made me feel like I was worthless. It made me feel like I was never enough. And every time I felt like this over and over and over and over. I'm trying my best. I'm doing the most I can. I'm going 110%. And I'm just never enough. And I wanted to break down and cry about that. But I didn't. I was really sad. I really was sad. But I couldn't have, tears didn't come to my eyes. But you want to know what made me cry shortly after that? I seen a picture, and it was on a One Piece edit, right? Or a One Piece TikTok. The One Piece TikTok was chatting. It was like, well, who's gonna stay at Luffy's grave the longest, right? And it said Zoro at 9. What? Oh, see, now I'm getting angry. Now I'm getting mad. No, that's not what made me cry. I scrolled down in the comments, and it was talking about the Romance Dawn trio. And I was looking at the image, and I was like, that is my show. Because if you really know me for who I am, right? I love One Piece to death. That is probably my #1 anime. After time skip, I barely watched it. It took me like 6 months to get through all the pre-time skip. I got to time skip in 2020. It is now almost 2026. It is 2020. It is October 24th, 2025. I haven't even started So. That is how long it's taken me. It's taken me 5 years. Well, 4. Well, no, almost 5 years to watch 200. It's like 300, but 300 some episodes. When in 6 months I was able to watch 500. My show lost its glow. My show lost its personality. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like that. Like I'm rambling. No, I'm gonna finish rambling. This is my video. I'm gonna talk what I want to talk about. What you talking about? Huh? What you talking about? But anyways, look, like, I want you to know that was really my show. That original Romance Dawn trio, peak. That is One Piece right there. And look, then whenever they added Usopp, beautiful. Then when they added Sanji, beautiful. Beautiful. Right there. That's the one. Right? Bro, I'm telling you, before they left the East Blue to get onto the red line, before they entered the red line, that's the crew. That is the crew. That is the One Piece crew. That is my One Piece. However, you know, I do love my Chopper and I do love my Robin, right? They joined afterwards. I do love them. But that was my original crew. Seeing all of them together, man, don't even get me started. But I'm telling you, but I did love the other characters, right? Because like Skypiea, Skypiea would be at my 1. Well, Skypiea would be at my 1, right? If Thriller Bark didn't exist. I know, people mainly skip those 2 arcs. But I got Thriller Bark at my 1, Skypiea at my 2, and the Marineford Saga at my 3. I don't care. You're gonna say something. Oh, what about Enies Lobby? Enies Lobby is cool. But if we're talking about overall, which ones I enjoyed most, I enjoyed Thriller Bark the most. Thriller Bark gave us, bro, think about it. First off, the first couple times after I listened to Big's Booze, I cried. I can't listen. I don't even know if I can listen to that song right now and not cry. Alright? Second, nothing happened. What do you mean nothing happened? Bro, so tough. Zoro is my favorite character. He's just so tough. And then on top of that, we got a bunch of lore dump. We finally understood the warlord system. Yada yada whoop whoop. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Thriller Bark is amazing. And then Skypiea, we got our first look at Logias. And then like, bro, it's just like, I'm not gonna lie. When you're really comparing like thematic wise between Thriller Bark and Skypiea versus Marineford and Enies Lobby, I ain't gonna lie, these have a heavier weight. But enjoyment, I'm sorry, I enjoy these so much more. But yeah, I bring all that to say how unstable my emotions are. And it's like, it's weird. It's really weird, bro. I really don't understand it. But yeah. Now, here comes the serious topic, because I don't think a lot of people are going to have watched this far. If anybody. Actually, I don't care. This video could get 0 views for all I care. I don't care. I'm going to edit and upload it, no matter what. Okay? Anyways, right? I have started to see... I'm not going to say I'm outgrowing them, but I'm looking at how my friends are living their lives and doing all this and that. And I'm not going to say starting to see them for who they truly are, but I'm starting to see things that I don't want to have in my long-term friends. There's little things here and there, right? Went over to a friend's apartment, right? You know, I'm going to say this because these people aren't even going to watch this video, and that's so crazy. That's actually so insane to me that, these are these are who I would have considered my closest friends, and I know for a fact that they're not gonna watch this because they didn't watch any of the other ones prior. That's sad. But anyways, so boom, right? Went over to their apartment, right? They did my girl best friend really wrong in the past. They didn't tell me that, but I know for the fact. Like she told me exactly what they did, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. That's terrible, right? They don't know that I know that though, right? I go over there, right? I'm chilling, right? First things first, boom. One of them's behind 2 months on rent. I'm like, okay, right? And here's my thing, okay? You know, money problems, hey, it happens, bro. It happens. The way he reacted to it was my issue. You can have things like that happen, right? But the way he went about it, he was saying, oh yeah. I'm gonna talk to dad real quick. Get him to send me some money. I know for a fact if I was in that same exact situation, I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm kicked out. And I'm like, wow, okay. Right? Another friend was late or behind 7 weeks worth of assignments. $7 weeks, bro. 7 weeks? It happens. It was for one class, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let it slide. That one, it's just something that's a habit I don't want. That's not some type of energy I want. Like, but it happens. To be honest, that's not that bad. 7 weeks behind on assignments is not that bad, right? Because to be honest, we're 7 weeks behind on assignments that are like 1 hour. Yeah, like 1 to 2 hours worth. So it was 14 hours, right? And the issue was that it was all due that day. That's where the biggest issue was. But to be honest, I understand being behind on assignments. I can let that slide. Then it was, whatchamacallit, just like the aroma of lust in the air. I didn't want to be surrounded by that, bro. Because, to be honest, I'm gonna give it a buck. I do struggle with lust quite a bit. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's me. I'm working on it. I'm really trying. I fail repeatedly, but I'm really trying. But it's like that environment. I was like, I can't grow here. I can't accomplish what I want to. Can't do what I need to while being here. And it's like, damn, these are my friends, right? And like, to be honest, I love them. I wish them all the best. But in that type of environment, I'm not going to be able to thrive. I'm not going to be able to accomplish my goals. I'm not going to be able to reach my dreams. So it's like, do I bite the bullet? Do I bite the bullet and stay in that environment to be friends with them? Or remove myself and continue growing? And to be honest, they seem quite fine without me. So just leave, right? And then, whatchamacallit? So that's that group of friends. But there is a couple. Don't worry. I know who my real ones are, right? I still got a couple friends. Girl best friend. Say what you want to say about my girl best friend. I promise you, look. Everybody says something about my girl best friend. Guess who stays longer? Guess who's there afterwards? After you do me dirty, you disrespect me, guess what? Guess who's still there? She's still there. And she pulls me out. She sets me right. She dusts off my shoulders. Gets me right. Get my mindset right. Boom. She pat me, slap me on the back, and boom, gets me right out, going and ready to attack again. What am I chatting about? And obviously it goes both ways. I do the same thing for her. I try to. I really do try my best. But yeah. What else? You know what? I'm gonna air it out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna air it out. For the longest time, I've always been used, and I feel like it's finally time that I change that. And to be completely honest, it stems from my childhood. I've always, as an older brother, I've always been asked to do everything. always. Even now in this household, the reason I keep looking over there is because I look at the clock, and because I know I'm gonna have to bring in pizza for everybody to eat today, right? I'm being so for real. Also, I have another thing to talk about time. Ooh, this is gonna be juicy. Ooh, this is gonna be juicy. But look, I've always been used quite a bit, and I feel like because of the way that my parents always asked me to do things, and always, I wouldn't say used me. With my parents, it's asked, right? They always asked me to do things, do all this and that, and use my time, like, be able to stop, think, let's go. They always ask me to do a bunch of things. However, my issue isn't being asked to do things. My issue is being able to, my thing is being asked to do a lot of things, right? A lot of things with little explanation, getting frustrated with me whenever I not only don't do it correctly with inadequate instructions, but also getting mad and upset with me if I don't do it immediately, right? Like if the pizza gets here, right, I need to be up. When that first knock, I need to be at that door within a minute, right? And here's my issue. That is okay to expect that, but then when it's vice versa, whenever the roles are flipped, whenever I'm the one knocking on that door, nobody shows up. Nobody's there. And whenever somebody does come, it's 10 minutes later. And it's like, at that point, like I'm rushing to come inside. I got to do all this and that, right? Nobody's there. Nobody's coming. So in that type of relationship with not just my parents, but my family too, also translated to relationships. I'm always giving my all, giving my 100%, giving my time, effort, and I'm just giving. And because I was trained in such a way, like it's sad, but the word to use here is trained. Because I was trained in such a way, I kind of just got used to not being okay with little reciprocation, if any at all. It's so sad, but it's really true. That's really how it is. And I have to change. That. So yeah. And to be honest, it's really been stressing me out a whole lot lately. And I'm trying to give up my vices. I'm not gonna exactly say what right now, but I ain't gonna lie, maybe that could be for a future video, because one has been for years and the other one is coming up on a year. Or past a year? I think it just passed it. No, a little over a year. Yeah, a little over a year, because it was started last September. But yeah, that's that. Another one that I want to talk about is, let's talk about time real quick. Another thing is, my parents are, I wouldn't say strict, but they're not lenient. Well, not lenient. What's the word, little bird? Parents, they're very protective of me, right? And the reasoning for that is it's really sad, and people are gonna say it's dumb, but it makes sense to me. I think this is also my issue. I have too much, not compassion. I forget what the exact word is. I think empathy, apathy, I don't know. But I completely understand the reasoning behind everything, and the reason why some people act a certain way, even though it may be mean or cruel. And I let them get away with it because I understand their reasoning, and they're hurting, they're sad, or there's some bigger reason behind it why they're acting like this. And so I let them get away with it and taking it out on me. It's not good. It affects me. I'm the one who ends up getting hurt in the end, right? Because I'll be damned if I use someone else as an outlet for my emotions. I've done that a couple times, and I've only regretted it. I felt worse. So why would I do that again? But anyways, to reiterate, the reason why my parents barely let me leave the house or do anything of that, right, is whenever I was 4 years old, right, we went to a family function, and it was at a park. and everybody was, it was, ooh, you know, everybody was having a great time. My parents let me go play on the playground by myself, or it wasn't by myself, but I was with a couple other cousins, right? All this and that. And then after a little bit, my mom comes to try and look for me, and she can't find me. She's asking people where I am, and nobody can find me. I'm lost. I'm lost. Nobody knows where I'm at. I was in a public park at 4 years old, and nobody knew where I was at. Right? None of my family members knew where I was at, and they started searching. They started searching over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And now I don't know the exact details, to be honest, but whatchamacallit, it got to the point where they were literally about to file a police report saying that I was missing. I was about to be an Amber Alert. And then these two dudes drive up in a car and say, "Hey, is this your kid in our back seat?" And I was right there waving at them, saying, "Hey, I got out of the car, came back." I don't know much details after that. That's literally how much they told me of the story. But I feel like that story really represents not only how my parents are and why the reason why they're so protective and want to know where I am all the time, because it's very specifically me. Because I noticed that because with my little brother, when I was his age, they would ask me where I am all the time, and with him, it's okay. So it's definitely trauma linked towards me just being lost. And I mean, it's my own fault. I got an adventurous spirit. I ain't gonna lie. Give me the opportunity to wander around, do whatever. As long as I have a phone, I'm chilling. I don't care. Like, I'll do that now. I've done that before. I will adventure. I will go off and do whatever. So I mean, that's kind of my fault. But yeah, I feel like that kind of trauma, especially from an early age, kind of shot me in the foot, to be honest, as to why I can't really do so much and I'm not as free as even my other siblings. And you know, recent actions also haven't helped with that. But to be completely honest, they never asked why I did it. Well, they did, but I didn't have the confidence to tell them, if I'm being completely honest. Because I feel as if my life isn't my own. I've talked about this on my TikTok, right? TikTok I'm gonna post these clips on too, right? I feel hollow. I don't feel like a person. Everything I do is for someone else. I don't do anything for me. Now, call me performative, bro. Get it out your system. Oh, you're performative. Oh, you're a performative male manipulator. Let me guess, you love matcha. Yes, I do love matcha. And then what? Huh? Exactly. But no, on a serious note, like, everything I do, I literally did for someone else. Whether it be for my parents, my mom, my dad, my brother, a friend. I literally don't know. That's why I say I don't know what I like. Everything I do is for someone else. And I do have my little moments here and there of me doing things that I like. That's why I cried over the track thing, because I chose to do track myself because I loved running. I really did love running. And so I chose to do track. And it hurt that I wasn't able to achieve my goal with it. That's why it hurt. And things like the content creation. My dad made fun of me. One thing, see, if the person I'm talking about that caused this whole psychosis or whatever video watches this, I want you to know I remember a lot of things. You said, "Oh, you barely remember anything. You have a terrible memory." I remember a lot of things. I let a lot of things slide. I just did not tell you. Actually, this goes out to multiple people. Oh my gosh. I try, I forgive. The minute that you blatantly disrespect me, you're done. There's no going back. No consequences. You know, it was fun having you around. It was cool. I'm gonna miss you, maybe. I mean, yeah, I guess. But yeah, I remember a lot of stuff. So if I remember a lot of stuff, I see a lot of things, I hear a lot of things, I know things. I know things that you don't think I know, but I do. So that goes out to multiple people. But anyways, back on track. But yeah, I really just feel like a shell of a person a lot. And it doesn't help that sometimes I feel like I'm just existing. Like, literally, I want you to know, today I came home from school at 11. All I did was literally, I shaved, I pooped, and I ate. And it's now almost 7 o'clock and I'm about to eat again. I drank a bottle of water or two. I also watched a couple episodes of Breaking Bad. But yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff planned, but I just wanted a way to kill time today because I have nothing. But no, I for real have no motivation. I don't have any goals, dreams, or aspirations anymore. And it's so sad. Like, how am I like this? I'm telling you, I was watching my old video. I don't think you understand. Bro, I was hungry. Now, I was hungry, but I wasn't damaged. You know? And it's ironic because now I don't even get physically hungry anymore. That's how, like, unhungry I am. It's so sad. It's sad, but it's really true. I don't even get hungry anymore. Sometimes I really did not have to eat lunch today. I only ate lunch today because I was like, okay, I need something in my system. Because prior to lunch today at 2 p.m., I hadn't ate anything since 7 or 8 p.m. yesterday. And I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to get healthy again. I'm trying to drink my water. I'm trying to do all this and that. I'm trying to improve my physical health. I really am. But my body just gives up. It just does not want to do anything. And it's sad. It's so sad. I really do hate it. But it's the truth. But yeah, fudge! I low-key forgot where I was. I was talking about the hollow stuff. Yeah. And it's really interesting because I'm not gonna lie, there's so many things I want to do with my life, but I can't do because my parents say because of tradition, right? Yada yada, this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, right? Here's my thing. It's gotten to a point where tradition is quite literally stopping me from wanting to do any impactful decisions in my life. I can't get my ears pierced. I can't get any type of piercings. Can't get any tattoos. Cause I want you to know I have a tattoo in mind. I'm not gonna say it right now, but I feel like it's very representative of the way I'm feeling in this time period right now. And that's the reason I want it. And it's not a spontaneous and impulsive one. All right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting this for over a year. And it's just, as more time passes, I've began to give myself more and more reasons as to why I should get it. So it's like, you know, see, and my dad's here, watch. He's here, he's got the pizza. But yeah. And there's so many little things that matter to me. Like this necklace, I could probably go on for like, I don't know, about 20 minutes, but at least a 10-minute rant about this necklace alone. These headphones, and the significance to me, I could go on for 10 minutes too. Like everything a lot of things that I carry with me mean a lot, right? They're reflections of my personality. That's why I really love Gachi Akuda. See, I slipped it in there, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? I love Gachi Akuda and the concept of vital instruments, right? Because it's so crazy to me. See, look, now I'm gonna talk about Gachi Akuda and Donnie Darko. There was this movie I watched, Donnie Darko, right? And one scene that really stood out to me was this lady tried to scale the two human emotions and said every single thing that we do as humans can be put somewhere on this scale between fear and love. And in my head, I'm like, that's dumb. What? There's not only two human emotions. And the main character, Donnie, also said that. Because that's true. There's things like sadness, anger, happiness, blah, blah, blah. But then I was low-key thinking about it. Even though she is wrong, it could technically work. Because that's literally how I operate. I either do things out of fear or I do things out of love. And what my coworker said is that I'm just extremely paranoid. And it's crazy because it's true. I always have this feeling of uneasiness at all times. But recently, right, when I was with this one person, it was starting to go away. Like, I felt more comfortable. I felt here. I felt okay. I was happy. I started to become happy. And now look, gone. Goofy, dummy. I'm laughing, but I was really sad. Like you can really see it in my eyes. Oh yeah, by the way, fun fact. Let me teach you a little thing. I don't know much about psychology, but look, if you ever, I don't know if it's not something. See, I can't explain it. But if you ever want to tell something, if you're looking for information, the place to gather the most information from a person is looking them in their eyes. If you want to tell if they're lying, if they really like you, all of this and that, woo, right? Just look in their eyes. And I think because I subconsciously found this out, I've been avoiding eye contact with people. I'm not saying, I ain't scared of no eye contact, but I purposely avoid looking people in the eyes now because it's like, I don't know, I'm getting scared. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, what's good, woo? Yo, I'm cracking myself up. But no, like I be scared to look at people in the eyes sometimes because I'll find out information that I don't want to know. And it's stupid because it's like, I'ma sound so corny when I say this, but I feel like I'm omnipotent. Omnipresent? No, not omnipresent, but like, what's the word? It's omni something. The one word, it's like, I'm not looking it up because I want to see if I can get it, and if I don't get it, I'm an idiot. It's the one where you're like all knowing, because there is a lot of people that I surround myself with. I know stuff about them that they do not know that I know, and they would be surprised if I knew the information I knew. And it's so crazy to me how people can just hide these things. They can just, and whenever, they can hide these things, and whenever you try to pry, they can avoid, dodge, and weave the questions. It's so crazy. It baffles me how easily people can do that. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're just lying to my face. You just lied to my face. You don't want to tell me the truth, or maybe you didn't even realize what you've done. But yeah, see, look, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. But yeah, so probably gonna finish this up soon because dinner's not here. But yeah, to sum it up, or not to sum it up, to continue, I honestly don't remember where I left off, if I'm going to be completely honest. But there is 2 points that I wanted to bring up last. So yeah, to add on to me being hollow, I feel like I don't have any decision in any type of my life choices. None of my life choices are really mine to decide. I'm really just, not only does it feel like I'm not living my own life and I'm living for other people, but the things that I want to do most, I can't. I can't make any drastic changes to my appearance. I can't wear the type of clothes I want to do, can't do the type of things I want to do. You know, some of them it makes sense, but then others it's more of just like, no, that's not, you don't want to do that. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. All from my parents. And I really do hate it, bro. It's so draining because I can't fully express myself the way I want to. Like, do you understand? I want ear piercing, eyebrow piercing. Might say screw it and get a dermal and a nose. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? And then on top of that, tat it up. And it's not, and the funny thing is, I'm not even planning, I ain't gonna lie, I do have a tat plan right here. Wait, yeah, I had to double check which wrist. I do have a tat plan right here, but shh. If anything though, but I literally have a tat plan for right here, bro. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing that unless I literally take off my shirt. And when am I ever in the workplace taking off my shirt? And on top of that, I don't even want to work a traditional job, bro. I want to sit here talking for the camera, do all this and that. I want to do lifestyle. I want to be a content creator. But I lost my hunger. I'm no longer hungry. I'm not full. I know it'll make me full. It'll fill me up. It'll really satisfy my soul. But I'm not hungry anymore. And it's so sad, but I'm not hungry. It's horrible, bro. And I forgot what my last talking point was gonna be. It was the big shebang. What was my last talking point gonna be? Bro, how did I forget? I really should have wrote this down. Oh my gosh, how did I forget? Let's talk about something else. So, how's everybody's day? What's everybody been up to? Good? Okay, yeah.
That's cool. Anything interesting happened in the past week? Where'd my other pen go? Thank you. Wait, not for real. Where did my other pen go? Oh, it's right here. But yeah. Bro, it was the big shebang. It was to finish up the hollow. And then, what else? Bro, you tell me, bro. What is it? I don't remember. Bro, I actually forgot. Yo, this is frying me. Bro, it was a big talking point too. I dead forgot. Like, I have a couple rough ideas of what it was, but I don't think it was those. What was it? It was hollow, and then it had something to do with like food, or I guess I'll just wrap it up like this. Oh, was it that? I got it. One last thing to wrap it up. I figured it out. I remembered what it was. So watch. Boom, 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 boom. Let's set the scene. Hold on. Sin. But no. A question that has been asked to me quite a lot is, why aren't you normal? And every time I hear it, I want to answer immediately, but I'm never in a right setting to address it. And it always comes from the people I'm around most at that time. And they always ask, why aren't you normal? Why can't you be normal? And there's a difference. Look, I'm explaining. There's a difference between asking, why aren't you normal and why can't you be normal, and you're weird. There is a complete difference, because the people that say that you're weird, right? These are the people that I genuinely consider to be very, very, very close with. These people, right? I am close with them, but not close. They don't know exactly everything that I tell them, right? I don't tell them everything. These are the people that I can rely on and fall back on. These are not. There was a person that was in this category that is now in neither of these. So let me stop. Let me chill. But yeah. And to be completely honest with you, the reason why I can't is because I tried to be normal. I really did. And it made me feel more of an outcast. I felt more left out. And it's crazy because I wasn't, but it felt like more because I wasn't me. I don't think, no. See, here's the thing. The people that ask that type of question, they probably never had derealization. Bro, do you know how many times I've been out of body, out of mind, completely sober? Do you understand how that feels? Bro, I don't know if I've experienced ego death, if I'm being completely honest, but I think I have. But people say once you experience ego death, like, you'll know, so that's why I can't say that for sure. But I've experienced derealization. That line right there has set me down a spiral multiple times. And my biggest thing is, it comes from the people that I didn't want to hear from the most in that moment. It's not out of their character to ask that question, but it hurt the most. Like, it hurt the most coming from them. And I was like, damn, you know? And it's so crazy, bro. It is so crazy that my friend asked me that question, and I made a video on TikTok talking about how I'm hollow, don't feel like a person, yada yada, I don't feel real, right? And then he still asked me a question like that, bro. Are we serious? Do you know how inconsiderate that is? Granted, I don't know if he actually watched it or not. Probably not, to be completely honest. But I made a video talking about how I don't feel like a real person. I feel like I'm a shell of a human being. I'm just a walking husk, just existing here. And you're gonna ask, why aren't you normal? Maybe because I don't feel normal. My brain doesn't work normally like the rest of y'all. Do you understand? You always say I overanalyze everything, this and that. I don't think you understand how poetic and how much more things make sense in my head. Like, I can look at you and have a 5-minute conversation with you and can get a general gist of what kind of person you are, right? It may sound weird, but I think I can quite literally see aura. Not like, type shit, type aura. I'm talking about like aura. Like, I can tell what type of person you are just from looking at you. However, that is just off first glance. That's first impression. Like, I can get a pretty good, read. However, for your true actions and your true character, your actions show it a lot more. Your actions and your little itty bitty micro habits. Your micro habits will very much show it. Your micro habits is your actions, your micro habits, and your thought process, and the way that you physically react. I promise you, if you can get these four, boom, you're done. That's it. That's really all you need to understand. I'm not a psychology major. I mess with a couple psychology majors. Never again. Never again. I can't go back. But yeah, if I'm being completely honest, I'm really telling you, like, the human brain is really not an anomaly to me per se, but it's really interesting to me. So yeah, to answer that question, why can't I be normal? Why can't you be weird? Why do you have to be normal? Why do you have to be like everyone else? Why do you have to fit in? Give me a good answer for that. I'll give you a good answer as to why not. We could really go there. You know how many times? Okay, and then side little rant before I end off the video, right? Bro, do you know how many times people will say something and I'm in a classroom setting, right? They will say something and it's like, it makes me so mad. I just want to argue. I just want to argue with them. I want to debate. Like, I'm ready to debate with them, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But we're not in that type of environment. But I really, 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 really could make it. But no, let me chill, let me calm down. But yeah. So yeah, that is Boo signing out. 49 minutes to edit. This is probably not even gonna get edited down to less than 40. I'm so serious. It might be 45 afterwards, bro. This is so sad, but this is so crazy. But yeah, when will it be posted? This is made October 24th, 2025. When is it gonna be posted? I don't know. You tell me, bro. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate anyone and everyone that watched this. It truly means a lot to me, because a lot of people say they watch these, right? And I literally have a story time. I never uploaded it. I want you to know, I recorded myself and I edited the video. It is ready to publish. I could publish it right now if I wanted to. Of how this one person watched a story time and heard all my struggles, all this and that, right? And then proceeded to use it to manipulate me. But yeah, I do have a lot of interesting stories and a lot of interesting life things that I've learned. And to be completely honest, it's like, it sucks. It really does suck. I really do hate the fact. To be honest, I completely hate myself. And that's why I try to change myself. But at this point, it's like, I'm starting to come to hate everyone else. It's like, I just hate people. I don't want to be around anyone anymore. So, quite literally, this is my official announcement. I am logging off the internet off of all my main social platforms, right? My main Instagram account, you're done. I ain't gonna lie. I'm going to post this video on there, right? And I'm gonna clip this up, post it, boom. I'm gonna keep it a bug. After that story goes down, I'm logging out. When am I logging back in? I do not know. I don't know. However, because there are some people that I only have on Instagram, on that account, that I do want to talk to and all this and that. But to be completely honest, I've already been inactive on that Instagram account too. So yeah. Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? Yeah. But I think I just need this time to myself. I need time to be alone, to understand and regather who I am, be who I am, and become healthy again. Because as you can see, right, I was looking at old videos and pictures. I was looking at old pictures of myself, right? immediately after graduation, bro, I looked so healthy. I was in such good condition. Like, maybe not like physically here, but like here, bro. I just looked healthy. Not even good. Not even like spectacular. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking like a handsome young man. I was looking at myself and said, damn, that's me? That's me? But no, bro, like, just healthy, you know? Really gonna start prioritizing my mental and physical health now. Whether or not that means, you know, whether or not I hang out with people more. I had to give up my vices, which were helping me cope with my current situations and mental problems. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna suck. It really is. But I ain't gonna lie. I think I can do it. I really think I can. And it's so crazy because I told myself I was gonna do it at the beginning of the month. And I told myself I was gonna do it at the beginning of the month. And then I started to like someone and it pushed it off. And then I seen a video. I want you to know, I seen a video the day before it happened. I didn't get my October canon event yet. And I was celebrating with bro. I was celebrating. It's Chase on TikTok. I might throw it on screen, probably not. But it's CHAISC. I love his videos. He's talking about, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't get my October canon event. Bro, me neither, bro. I was celebrating. Nope. Hit me like a freight train. I don't know who I thought I was. Yo. And that's so crazy because it wasn't last October. Was it? It kind of was last October, but it ended up ending in November, I think. Like November 3rd. But it was the biggest in October. So I also had an October canon event last year. It's so crazy, bro. It's like, I got so many stories. I got so many things to tell. If you want to know, literally just comment on the video. I want to hear more about this. I want to hear more about that. And how many people are going to watch this for? I don't know. But you know what I'm going to do? I want to promote the heck out of this video. On my TikTok, right? I have never used a hashtag. I will use a million hashtags. If that means it'll get even one more view on this YouTube. Because YouTube matters to me first. My TikTok was more for quick sit-down content that I could just say right here and there. This is the real stuff. This is where I really express who I truly am. And if I want to get this out as quickly as possible and not just end up scrapping it, I have to like minimally edit it. I say minimally edit, but I'm going to right? But it's like I want to do so many crazy visuals. But I can't. I could, but I'm not. So yeah. I'm just chatting right now. I don't even know when I'm still recording. I need to go eat, do all this and that. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate y'all watching the Boo Boo Foo. And if you want to hear anything else, let me know. Comment it down below. And if not, cool. If nobody watches this video, cool. I really don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I've stopped caring for a lot of stuff now. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate y'all. And stay true to yourself. Be you. Don't let anybody change you. And if you ever feel yourself starting to change, you need to immediately cut out what is stopping you or what is making you change from what you truly are. But however, if you feel like you're changing for the better, then continue whatever that is. But if you feel yourself changing and your goals starting to waver, starting to deviate. That's the word. That's the word of the day. Word of the day. Deviate. If you're starting to deviate away from your goals, then you need to find whatever that source is that is causing you to deviate. Whatever's starting to cause you to deviate from your goals, and cut it completely. I ain't gonna lie. Cold turkey. That's the only way. Don't wane off. Don't lean off of it. Don't go slowly. Just cold turkey, bro. Cut it off. That's the only way. And then boom. You know? It's gonna hurt, bro. I'm hurting as we speak. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, I've been struggling to sleep. Oh my gosh, now I got stuff to talk about sleep. I'm gonna just talk about that on TikTok. This video's getting too long. It's an hour. It's an hour, and I don't even see myself really editing that much out. So yeah. Thank y'all for so much for watching, and take that message to heart. And peace out. Live your life. Be safe. Wait, no. Wait, no. Hey, I'm not like I hit it for days. Yeah. Oh. I don't even know what to throw up. I'm not slime. I'm not gang. I'm not slime. I'm not no gang member.